Good day, everyone. So, Worlds will start in just a few minutes, and while this video will be out after World playing has already started, maybe it's still informative towards all of you. It's the last meta update and solo queue rankings on the super server that I will do for Worlds. Will be just a bit short, but with audio this time. So yeah. So talking about rankings, I'm just about pro players. So at rank 27 on the server is Whipple, 1209 LP. Followed closely TSM Treats, rank 36, 1109 LP, just 100 off. Not too close, but also following Fnatic Reckless, rank 95, 926 LP. Mickey, rank 108 from G2, 864 LP. Rank 109, TSM Bjergsen, just 1 LP off. Rank 133, Rogue Inspired, 796 LP. Rank 158, FlyQuest Centauran, 733 LP. Rank 166, V3 Ace, 722 LP. Rank 177, Legacy Isles, 706 LP. And rank 181, Fnatic Magifelix, 702 LP. So I left out the Chinese players in these rankings, as well as further statistic, because it's more or less their server. I know there are many Chinese servers, and they're also often playing on the Korean server. So not everyone has played their games on this server for practice or in general this year. So yeah, I'm leaving out the Chinese in this one. Then we go to highest win rates. You have to be played 10 or more games, otherwise this would be a bit silly. So number first, Suning Swan Feng, 66.2% win rate, followed by Down One Nuguri, 65% win rate, then LGD Kramer and Down One Canyon, both with a 64.1% win rate, shortly followed by Europeans support Matt from Matt Kaiser, 63.3%, and shortly after his AD carry partner, also from Matt Karzi, 63%. Then in 7th, from Machi Sports, Atlan, 62.1%, shortly followed by G2 Mickey, Mickey X obviously, 61.4%. After that, we have Down One Ghost with 60% and TSM Treats with 59.4%. So, yeah, we have some really nice win rates here. As I said, you have to have played more than 10 games, otherwise, yeah, that would be a bit silly. So then we go from most games played, again without the Chinese, because maybe this is their main server and they have played then like over 500 games this year. That would be a bit silly to compare, right? Let's just look at the foreign competition and how much they have played in practice. So in first, we have FlyQuest Wild Turtle, 255 games. He's currently Grandmaster 198 LP. So yeah. Then we have Fnatic Reckless, 240 games. He's Challenger 926 LP. Then we have Legacy Halo, that's the mid laner, or the second mid laner. They have two starting ones. 236 games, Diamond 4, 64 LP, followed by Rainbow 7 Ace, 233 games, Diamond 1, 37 LP, closely followed by FlyQuest Nash, that's their second AD carry, 218 games, Grandmaster, 245 LP, so higher ranking than the main AD carry Wild Turtle. So followed by another AD carry from Legacy Esports, 209 games. He's Challenger 706 LP. So the Oceanian players are not that bad in the rankings. That's ranked 177 if you forgot. Followed in 7th by Marty Felix, 208 games. He's Challenger 702 LP. That's ranked 181 if you remember. Then we have just 2 games off. Team Liquid's Jensen, 206 games. He's currently Grandmaster, 206 LP. Followed by that in ninth, we have INTZ's Nils, 193 games. Currently Diamond 1, 193 LP. I think that's maybe a typo, and it's 93 LP. Not sure. In 10th, we have UL's Ananachik, 174 games. He's Challenger and has 558 LP. So he's rather close to the current top 10 pro rankings. So that's enough solo queue stats for now. Let's talk about some champions. So the most played champions in general are Akali, Lucian, Ezreal, Ashe, Camille, Jhin, Thresh, Renekton, Lilia, and Caitlyn, with Caitlyn having a 58% win rate if I remember correctly. So we see many AD carries, many different AD carries. So I assume Caitlyn is often banned. That's why we see these other AD carries. And when she comes through, she's winning. She has the lowest play rate out of all these 10, but by far the highest win rate. So we see many AD carries because I think after Caitlyn, the AD carry pool is a bit diverse. Yeah, Ashe should be pretty good, but also an Ezreal and a Jhin can do fairly well against her. And then Lucian being a triple flex pick for top mid AD carry also has like huge play. He's a really strong champion at the moment. Can fit in most comps. Has everything nearly an AD mid laner brings to the table. Akali, similar story. Can be flexed in top and mid, and is by far the most played champion with Lucian. There's like these two are by far the most played, and then there's a gap, and then follows Ezreal and Ashe. Camille and Renekton are the only top laners in this top 10 list here. So we see AD top laner, one with a bit more split push, and the other one split push and scaling, right, Camille? And the other one with a bit more early game and maybe a bit more teamfight centric than Camille. For the support, we have only Thresh, and for jungle, we have only Lilia. So we see, or we can assume, that either junglers and support haven't played that many games, or in these roles, Thresh and Lilia are by far the most played. As such, the others are not followed in this top list. But to be a bit more specific for the positioning, I have looked at the most played champions in each role. So for top lane, we have Camille Renekton, as we knew. Then followed are Shen, Jace, and Irelia. So barring the Shen, we see carry top laners for different purposes, right? Early, mid-game, team fighting, and split push. So top lane keeps being a diverse role in that sense, but it's all AD, so yeah, there's nothing unusual there. Then for jungle, Lilia, Graves, Lee Sin, Nidalee, Volibear. So we have a good mix on AD AP. We have a tank in Volibear, and we have 2 AP carries. The thing that surprises me in seeing this is no Karthus and no Evelynn, and that's concerning. I mean, I have no intel on the ban statistics, so maybe Eve and Karthus are banned often. not too sure about this one. Um, in other regions, in Korea, for example, Karthus has still a high ban rate and high win rate. So I'm not sure if they just can't play these champions on the server, right? Eve and Karthus are both level 6 champions, and this Chinese super server is a perma fighting, perma inting server. Maybe these champions don't excel there, but yeah, um, it's a bit concerning that these two very strong AP carries are not played. And I think Lee Sin is just played for climbing, right? Junglers with good mechanics can just pick up Lee Sin and climb to like Diamond or Challenger just with this champion alone, because Lee Sin is such a good champion for great players. Yeah, but moving on to the mid lane, as I said before, Akali Lucian, and then there's a huge bracket to the next one, and the next one is actually Sylas. Um, it's a bit interesting. There are not many ults to steal per se. If we look at the other top played champions, like a Camille ult is not that great. Renekton ult is it's just okay. It's not good at all. Lilia ult, not really. Graves ult is Graves ult is kind of good. Ezreal ult is it's nice. Similar story with Ashe. Thresh ult doesn't matter. Yeah, so not really seeing good ult targets. I assume it's because they presume Sylas to be a counter against Akali maybe, or against Lucian. If he steals their ults, it can be quite good in the 1v1, but that's my guess on why Sylas being played. He can't really steal other good ults, and his numbers weren't really buffed in the last time. But obviously, Sylas is a heavy skill dependent champion. So if the player knows what he's doing, knows how he uses the enemy's ults to his advantage, Sylas can obviously be picked up. Then followed by Zoe, which is a champion I would have expected to see in third place maybe. Um, not much of her being played. Maybe because the server is again so aggressive and she would be dived most of the time, and probably because she's not that great against Akali and Lucian. Yeah. Similar story probably with Oriana, and then as an honorable mention in sixth was Syndra. Um, yeah. So if we assume Akali and Lucian will be banned in many games because of their popularity and their effectiveness in game, Sylas, Zoe, Oriana, and Syndra will move up, and Zoe, Oriana, and Syndra they all struggle against Akali Lucian, so that's probably a great reason why they aren't being picked in solo queue, because you don't want to counterpick yourself. Looking into the AD carry position, as I said before, Ezreal, Ashe, Jhin, Caitlyn, and then in fifth, a bit surprising, Kai'Sa. Um, Obviously she also excels with the Muramana builds that are being played at the moment, and also her mixed damage is pretty versatile. It helps when you have an Akali and Illusion on your team, right? Akali does good chunk of AP damage, but also a bit of AD there, here and there. And Lucian is obviously full AD, so an AD carry that can bring a bit of AP to the team fights. That's quite nice. In support position, it's a bit all over the place. We have Thresh, then Pantheon. Assuming Pantheon would be first, probably, if he weren't banned so often. Many pro players have stated that Pantheon is a bit really strong at the moment. So yeah. Then followed by set support, which is a bit wondering, because if we look at the playoffs, in many regions set support wasn't played. Um, Notably, Genji's Life is a set support player, but other than that, there was not much focus on set support. After that, we have Bart, again with a very high win rate. I think it was like 58.1. So yeah, many skilled Bart players coming into Worlds. And yeah, Bart is pretty good against some immobile targets on this list. Yeah, will be interesting to see some Bart. And lastly, we have Nautilus. Yeah, Nautilus, the Renekton of bot lane. Yeah, in a server where they're fighting 24/7, I can imagine that he is quite good. Like his skirmishes, his ult, really good there. But yeah, not the highest priority, as like other champions like Pantheon and Zed can just like crush him, and Thresh and Bard can outplay him because of their higher ceiling in their kits. So Nautilus, and then maybe Leona. Leona was also a pick. Some supports picked up. Yeah, that will be all of that as for now. So yeah, an interesting info would be we see FlyQuest and Fnatic have played many games and have reached high in the solo queue rankings, right? The Bwipo, Reckless, Magi Felix, and for the other side, where is it? A Wild Turtle and a Mash, for example, or Santorin with his high ranking, right? So maybe we can assume after playing so many games and excelling in that style, maybe these two teams might pick up the more or like way more aggressive Chinese super server style for their games. Um, because, well, if you play 250 games in this environment where they're fighting 24/7, maybe, and and then if you're playing in that environment and winning, then it's the chance for you to incorporate that into your stage games. They're pretty high, I reckon. Also, scrimming team. Maybe they scrim teams like the Chinese ones or Down One. Maybe even Dragon X, who have a very fast playstyle even before practicing on this server. So yeah, maybe teams like these two or others who also have played some games will pick up this aggressive style. So yeah, lastly, maybe some news of superstar players that everyone is yeah excited for. I'm starting with Caps. He's currently ranked 191. Um, he has 78 wins and 77 losses. And interestingly, Syndra, Akali, and Zoe are his most played champions. So yeah, Syndra not being in the top 5 of most played mid lane champions, but him and another one on this list prioritizing her over the others, or maybe the others are banned in their higher challenger games. Yeah, that's a bit interesting, and we have to be on the lookout for that. Followed by that, Perks, ranked 269, 74 wins, 73 losses. Ezreal, Kalista, and Ashe. So, yeah, quite standard. The Kalista pick is really interesting, but it was a hidden pick for many AD carries globally, like Tacticals Kalista, Rulers, and Ghost Kalista. So yeah, Jackie Love as well. So yeah, I think it's good for G2 to pick up this champion because Perks, well, he needs to practice a champion to pick it up, right? Followed by that, we have Bjergsen, rank 109, 78 wins, 60 losses. Also, Syndra, Zoe, Akali as most played champions. As I said before, it's a bit surprising to see Syndra that high, but it's probably because they want to practice it. And Syndra is also a very strong blind pickable champion in solo queue environment. If you're really proficient on the champ. Followed by that, Knight, rank 776. He played on a Korean server for quite some games, and on other Chinese servers, if my info is correct here. So yeah, be not surprised that he only played a few games. He has currently 39 wins and 34 losses. Yeah, not that much. And his most played champions are Akali, Irelia, and Syndra. So we see a trend: Akali and Syndra are pretty good, and yeah, Lucian is probably banned. So that's my guess on why he isn't picked up by these superstar mid laners. Irelia is a bit interesting, but Irelia does well into Syndra and Zoe. And if you're really good at Irelia, you can even play it against Akali and Lucian. I wouldn't recommend it though, unless you're really, really good. Followed by that, we have Kanavi. He's rank 5,620. That's platinum. He's a platinum 1 player at the moment. 15 wins, 23 losses, so even a negative win rate. Lucian, so I guess he plays some mid lane, just fun. And then Kane and Renekton, so yeah, I'm not sure if he's like taking the server seriously. I mean, negative win rate, just platinum, and 38 games played. Yeah, that's a bit bad. I think he's practicing on another server, and yeah, so I would not be too concerned with these stats, but I have no info on what other server he's currently practicing. Same for some of the Korean players we get into now. So Jackie Love then, rank 1954. He's currently DR2 is that. 37 to 27. Ezreal is in Lucian. Ezreal and Lucian, understandable. Strong picks, flexible, versatile picks. And Lee Sin, yeah. It's a classic pick for carrying in low elo. So I assume that's why he has it in his high picks. Then another AD carry, rank 6,156, platinum 1, 7 to 8 in win score. It's Ruler with Ashe, Israel, and Twitch. Yeah, again, just 15 games played as of the 24th of September. Yeah, he's probably practicing in scrims more or in on other servers. So yeah. But the Twitch pick is really interesting. Not sure if you all have looked into the leaked scrims. Twitch was a pick that often came up and did pretty well. They are not playing in solo queue, which is a bit understandable because he needs more team navigation to hide him probably. But also maybe to hide the pick, right? Not to leak it to other teams. Yeah, so Twitch is a pick that we can be excited for at Worlds. Maybe not something we expected, but yeah. So for a player like Showmaker, I have absolutely no statistics. He probably hasn't played a single game, or it is not known what his account is, right? We don't have his name, and so we can't find out what rank is and what champion he played. And lastly, Canyon, rank 1365, DR1, 25 wins to 14 losses. And yeah, Pantheon, Nautilus, and Zed. It looks like he played support, right? Every of these champions are currently support champions. While yes, Pantheon and Zed could be played in jungle, many did not do so, but it is entirely possible. So I'm not going to rule that out, but yeah. So that's about it. A bit more of a shorter video this time, but yeah. So wish you all the best fun at Worlds. watch the play-in stage, look at what teams like UL bring to the game. And yeah, hope you all have a great day. Bye.